What's up guys, I'm Chris here and I'm back in another video, and today as you can see I have all these budget smartphones laying on this table, and that's because I want to talk about how budget smartphones can put you in a new perspective of how you can save your money and still have a good smartphone. So anyways guys, let's get to it.
Now for this video, I'll be giving you guys classes or categories for the budget smartphones. The low budget class, which will be from $0 to $150, the mid budget, which will be from $151 to $220, and the last class, which is the most expensive of course, will be from $221 to $300. I'll be starting off with the lowest class. First off, I have the Moto E 2nd generation. Though it came out in 2014, it's still the newest phone of the Moto E series. This phone is starting at $120 for the 3G unlocked model and $150 for the 4G LTE model. The phone comes with a Snapdragon 400 processor and a 1GB of RAM, and it has 8GB of storage, and you can expand that to up to 32GB of micro SD card storage. Of course, this phone is a low budget price range, so it has 5 megapixels of rear facing camera and a VGA front facing camera. It runs stock Android 5.0 Lollipop with little touches of Moto E Assist, but that's about it. Next in this range, I have the Moto G 2013 and the Moto G 2014. Though these are previous year's smartphones, they are still really good smartphones for this price range, with them being able to compete with flagships. They both have 5.0 Lollipop along with Moto Assist, just like the Moto E. You can get the Moto G 2013 for $129 unlocked and the Moto G 2014 for $140 unlocked too. Now for honorable mentions, I have the LG Tribute series and the HTC Desire number series, I like to call it. These are all prepaid smartphones under the network like Virgin Mobile for a really cheap price. I've done videos for these phones, so you can check those out in the link below. Now moving on to the mid-budget class, first off I have the Moto G 3rd Gen or Moto G 2015, however you want to call it. To me, this right here is hands down the best 2015 budget smartphone. This phone comes in two models, with one being the 8GB model, with that being $179, and the more expensive 16GB model, which is $220. The phone has a 410 Qualcomm Snapdragon running Android 5.1 Lollipop, the 5-inch 720p screen makes it nice to use, and a 2470 mAh battery lasts the full day with no problem. The phone also has a 13 megapixel rear facing camera, which is amazing, and the 5 megapixel front facing camera. So pretty much you get all the flagship features, a lot of them, not all, but you get a lot of flagship features at a cheaper price. Next I have the best designed budget smartphone, the Aquos Crystal by Sharp. This 5-inch screen, almost bezel-less, puts the word innovative in motion. This phone has a 400 Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset, but sadly this phone lacks with Android 4.4 KitKat. It has 8GB of storage and 1.5GB of RAM. This phone's battery life is pretty good with a 2040 mAh battery life. The rear camera has an 8 megapixel rear facing camera with a 1.2 megapixel front facing camera, which is pretty grainy, but it passes for a budget phone. The phone also has some pretty nice features such as Clip Now, which lets you take advantage of the bezel-less screen.
At least the honorable mention goes to the Microsoft Lumia 640, which is a nice Windows phone that you can get at this price range. You can try to get it for $49.99 at AT&T, which is the AT&T prepaid Go phone, or you can try to get it unlocked, which will be $150 depending on which website you go on. So if you're not an Android type of guy, the Microsoft Lumia 640 is a really good phone for you.
Moving on to my last range, I have the Xiaomi Mi 4i for $250. This phone right here is beautiful. This phone is A, super skinny, and B, has an amazing 5-inch 1080p Full HD screen. It has the Snapdragon 615 chipset, which is a 2nd generation Qualcomm chipset, and of course, like most phones on this list, it runs Android Lollipop, except this phone has a major and beautiful skin called MIUI 6. It can get confusing, but this phone is still an amazing phone for the price point. Next I have the OnePlus One from 2014. With the OnePlus 2 coming out earlier this year, the price dropped a lot. The phone has now starting at $249. You don't need an invite anymore, so you can simply go to the website and just click on buy now. This 5.5 1080p Full HD screen gives this phone an amazing display for the price. With this phone of course being a flagship killer, It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801, 3GB of RAM, 16 to 64GB of storage depending on what model you get, and a 3100 mAh battery, which just amazes me. The phone runs an OS called Oxygen from OnePlus due to a mess they had with Cyanogen, but it's still a clean new look. The 13 megapixel rear camera, the 5 megapixel front facing camera, and all the other specs makes this phone live up to its name.
Well, that pretty much sums up my list of budget smartphones, but I want to give a few honorable mentions of this range to the Alcatel Idol 3, which is a really good smartphone, also the Asus Zenfone 2, which kind of beats the Alcatel, and of course I have the OnePlus X, which is, like they always say, the flagship killer. But anyways guys, I'm Andrew Chris, and of course I'll be back with another video. Sorry about this long adventure of no videos, but I've been really busy, and plus the holidays have been getting in the way, so I'm pretty sure you guys, kind of get it. But yeah, school, holidays, a lot of work. Anyways guys, I'm Andrew Chris, and I'll be back with another video. Salute.